I've been around and doing it, but now it's my time to shine and start proving it. I'm losing it, I'm moving it. The city is where I'm made, Bostonian flow, I kick it a back day. Yeah, I got game, God in a fan way. We the city of the champs, every sport we play. Spit wetter than the harbor, yeah, I'm flowing like the Charles. I be speeding on this beat, call it Turnpike Miles. Yeah, it's Boo signing on.
Welcome back, everyone, to the newest edition of Once a Week. I'm Giannouloudis, and guys, we have another incredible special guest here today. We've been trying to bring you guys impactful people that can help you in your immediate lives with whatever it is that you're focusing on, you're trying to just get out in there into the world. And guys, today we have another Mansfield alumni, someone that I actually trained with, trained under, just got to see him work in the discus arena. And guys, he's a Worcester State alumni as well, and now he's a senior loan officer, and he's just trying to help people just get out there and just do what they got to do. Guys, Sebastian Bilentschuk is here. Thanks for being here, Sebastian.
Of course, Billy. Thanks for having me, man.
Guys, getting to see what Sebastian's doing in his immediate life. He's taken his own entrepreneurship look onto things, and he's added creativity to it. He's added networking to it, resiliency. He's added just the effort, just the max effort that everyone needs, and just a different outlook that we want to bring to you guys today. So Sebastian, I thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, of course, man.
Yeah, let's dive into it. So you're a senior loan officer.
Yep.
Yeah, you're just getting your name out there, just networking with everyone. And so how did that start? How did you kind of get into that field?
So when I graduated college,
Yep.
2013, I was bartending. I bartended my way through school.
Yep.
It was a great way to make money while you're,
Yeah.
while you're learning and educating.
Exactly.
But one of the things that, I made a ton of connections doing it.
Nice.
And one of my regulars who came in every week, inevitably after I graduated, I didn't know what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
He was like, "Hey, do you want a job?" At the time, I was doing nothing. I said, "You know what? Tell me more."
Yeah.
Sat down with him. He told me what the gig was, what it was all about. He told me, actually, I'll never forget. He goes, "It's one of the best kept secrets in business is being a mortgage loan officer."
Okay.
And I was like, it's a bold statement.
Yeah.
I was like, well, let's go down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's see what happens.
Exactly.
So I took a chance.
Nice.
And here we are.
Yeah.
7 years later.
Good step.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, how did that carry over into, you've taken that to a whole different level because you've added entrepreneurship to it. You've taken a whole different outlook where your creativity with how to get the name out there to, help people real estate wise, help people just get to that step. How do you add creativity into all that?
Well, it's hard. I think you gotta learn the craft first.
Yeah.
Right. You gotta learn the playing field.
Yeah.
So that took a little while. It probably took about 4 years to really figure it all out.
Yeah.
And it's just figuring out guidelines, figuring out structure, how to do the job itself.
Yeah.
Right. And then after you figure out the X's and O's and how to do it, then you can start to make it your own, and you can start to take those, like you said, those entrepreneurial steps in growing your brand and your business with it. Right. So it wasn't until that point that I really saw, because at that point you understand the market, you understand who the players are, who's out there, what you're competing against.
Yeah.
And you look at what they're doing. And you're saying, okay, well, I don't like that. I would do that differently.
Yeah.
And then it's taking those steps and actually doing it.
Yeah.
Implementing that into what you're doing.
Exactly.
Right.
That brings us to the main point I wanted to get at is effort. And prior to doing the video, guys, Sebastian and I, we had an incredible conversation, and it kept coming back to just effort. And since we were little, everyone's, all right, make sure your best effort, give a good effort. But with the way the world's going right now, effort is not as instant gratified as people want it to be. And people today want to just, all right, I showed up for work, I did my 8 hours, that's that. And you have a different mentality, man. Both of us are compared with this, where your mentality with effort is, all right, I did my job, and now I get to go home, my day's done. But in all honesty, your day's just beginning.
Well, that's exactly it.
Exactly.
Right. I think if you want to build something special, build something bigger than yourself, it starts with effort and ends with effort.
Exactly.
Like we said earlier, effort isn't just showing up to your job. You can't, to me, I don't consider that effort as showing up to your 9 to 5.
Exactly.
Effort is showing up to your 9 to 5 and working your tail off at your 9 to 5.
Yeah.
And then when you go home, you make a little dinner, you're back online.
Exactly.
You're back working again. You're trying to take more steps that day. You know what I mean? I don't know, if you can do 3 things at night that will make your next day that much easier and give you that much more time in your day, to me, that's huge. That's what you need to be doing. You got to be, constantly trying to create efficiencies within your processes and, keep yourself moving forward. To me, that's the effort.
Yeah.
Is how can you take what you're doing and make it better?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. How can you take that next step?
Right.
And for you to say, you do 8 hours, but you're there. You're not just there, clock in, clock out.
How many of you out there, most days, a Monday morning, you're just going to show up to work? The first piece of work that you're going to do, it's probably not until closer to 11.
Exactly.
You might answer some emails and stuff, but you're not really diving in.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. If you're working a job, I get it. People, they get to college, they do a job they don't want to do, and then they just try to just get to the next one, But if you can, no matter what, if you want to be there, you don't want to be there, and you step into it and you just give it everything for those 8 hours. Is it
sometimes, like we talked about before, what you're doing now is not what you want to do, right? A lot of us out there are in jobs that we don't necessarily like.
Yeah.
And you want to be doing something else.
Yeah.
To me, it's difficult because we all have bills. Yeah. The student loans are out of control. Everybody has them.
Yeah.
You got to pay these bills somehow,
exactly.
Right? So you got to work during the day. You got to get your paycheck.
Yeah.
But I think at night when you go home, if you really want whatever it is, if that's your goal, that's when you got to work on that.
Exactly.
You got to double up. You got to work at it. Yeah. I mean, it's not just going to appear, 10 years from now, you're going to turn around and go, why did I just go home and play video games? Or why did I just go up to the bar with my friends? Like, don't get me wrong, there's a time and a place for that. But
exactly.
I think if you want something bad enough, the proof is in your effort.
Exactly.
At the end of the day. I mean, we talked about earlier.
Exactly. And that's the entrepreneurship step right there. And that's an entrepreneurship step, but that's just a step, I think, in life in general. Whether you're non-entrepreneur and you're just someone that has a family, all right, think about what else you could do to make that family better with the extra time. So we can sit there and talk about, all right, you give it your all for 8 hours, but you don't want to be there. It's not the job you want. You want to be doing something so much better that's your passion. All right, so you get home, you just did 8 hours. 8 hours of the 24 hours of your day was at work. Like you said, you have dinner. All right, hour and a half. How much time do you need to sleep? Some people like 8 hours. Well, if you got 6, 7, all right, couldn't sleep that night, you had that extra hour. All right, you still have 8 hours in that window to do something right there. So what if you dedicated that extra time of the day to what you want to do?
And you know what? And for everybody, I think it's going to be different.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because some people aren't going to they're happy in their 9 to 5.
Yep.
They're perfectly content. And what they're more concerned about is growing their family at home.
Yeah, exactly.
Or whatever. And if that's where you choose to place your effort, then that's awesome.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I think that you're doing it.
Yeah.
You're actively there for your kids. You're playing with them after school. You're doing whatever. You're being a good parent.
Yeah.
Because being a good parent takes a lot of effort. I don't even have kids. I have a dog.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, it takes a lot of effort to own a dog, man. Never mind to have a kid.
Exactly.
So, I think wherever you choose to do it, I think you just got to do it 100.
100%.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. You got to commit to it.
Yeah. Exactly. And that's something that I think has fallen off in the world. And, like we mentioned, like prior to turning the video on, social media is an aspect where, the world wants instant gratification, Instagram, instant gratification. And that, in some cases, has destroyed us as a society where we want it so badly, but we don't put the time in.
Right, because you're not going to get the results that you want to yield immediately.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Not often is that going to actually happen. I mean, I know that the world is much different now than when, our parents were just coming out of high school and just graduating and entering the workforce and these types of things. The world is much different now.
Yeah.
But I think, the basics of hard work still hold true.
Yeah.
And that, you gotta pay your dues to a point.
Yeah.
You gotta eat crap for a little while.
Yeah.
Work 2 jobs, 3 jobs to get where you want to be.
Exactly.
To build that, whatever it is that you're looking to build.
Yeah. It's funny too, because, we can go on the topic of time and everything. And I look back at all these just incredible people that motivated me and inspired me to get to the level I'm at. And these are people that are all around the world. You got Tony Robbins, who I mentioned in my videos because I was trained by him. You got Arnold Schwarzenegger. You got just guys, and their method always was, all right, I worked a job I didn't want to do. They blatantly say it. Tony was a janitor. Arnold Schwarzenegger worked doing the lifting everything. Obviously, he was a bodybuilder, but he was lifting everything for carpentry, trying to help build houses, buildings, and everything. You don't want to be there. You want to be in the gym. Right. But they dedicated the time. They, like you said, you ate crap, do what you got to do, take the next step, dedicate time to what you want to do, and then do it all over again until what you want to do becomes what you're doing. And that's where the joy, the happiness comes, because you put the time in.
Right.
And in a world where we want instant gratification now, that's not found I don't want to say it's not found anymore. It's few and far between. Because if we can dedicate the time to what we want to do when we need to and follow our passion, think about how much joy you're going to have when that comes to you, because it's not going to slip out of your fingers because it wasn't given to you instantly.
And the appreciation that you had for all the hard work that you put into it. And, to me, like you said earlier, it makes you feel like you can actually do anything.
Yeah.
If you can accomplish that, what is stopping you from accomplishing anything else?
Exactly.
Right. But it takes a lot of hard work, a lot of effort to get to get to that point.
Yeah.
Right.
That brings me to my next topic. I want to talk about resiliency.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're big on resiliency. Whether it's the next step you have to take, whether it's bouncing back after something, doesn't go your way. How do you bounce back?
Well, I'll tell you, like I said to you before, not necessarily not to answer your question, but like we were talking about before, when you first started these videos, we talked about Gary Vee with his tweets when he first started.
Yeah.
He got nothing.
Yeah.
He got no love on him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's hard starting out.
Yeah.
I think that's where you build a lot of that resiliency and a lot of that thick skin.
Yeah.
Is when you're doing a lot of this stuff and you're getting no attention, you're getting no appreciation, no respect for it.
Yeah.
That's where you build that resiliency. Because if you were able to stand back up and keep going, keep doing it, whatever it might be, that's hard.
Yeah.
That's where that comes from. But to me, that's what builds that motivation to never quit. Because if you can get through the trenches at the beginning and get yourself up, well, you're not going to let yourself fall back down. Not if you've got everything that you have into this. You're just never going to let yourself collapse and fail.
Exactly.
Even if you do, you'll stand back up and try it again.
100%.
Right.
Yeah. There is no quit after that.
Right.
Because you're following your passion. You're following what you want to do.
Right.
Not the 8-hour job that you don't want to be at. You're following what you want to do.
Well, that's exactly. I mean, don't get me wrong. You gotta do those 8 hours. You gotta learn whatever it is.
Exactly.
But for me, it was the 8 hours during the day, learning the X's and O's of the mortgage industry, real estate industry, how it all works, how it all intertwines together, and figuring out, the best place to find a niche. But at night, going to bartending 3-4 nights a week, so I can make my ends meet. But at the same time, in the same process, using that as an opportunity to help me build for the future too.
Exactly.
Access to a million different people. I can talk to people. I can grow my network.
Yeah.
And it's like never shutting it off. I guess maybe that's it.
Yeah.
You're always on.
Exactly. Right. It's always on in the back of your mind.
Right.
Your dream, your goal, it's always there. And so for you to do bartending, networking was just so key for you.
Right.
Where you knew that the only way to get to your next level was someone's out there. And if I meet them, that could be a client, that could be a new opportunity, that could be my goal just waiting behind this person. But you took the step.
It's funny. Me and a group of the guys that I work with, we say it all the time. It's a numbers game.
Yeah.
It really is. At least for us in the industry that we're in, the more people that you can have access to, that you can dip into their networks, the more successful you're going to become because of it.
Exactly.
Right. It's some people you got to understand that you're going to come across people that you just aren't going to click with, and that's okay.
Yeah.
I think that's been a hard lesson for me to learn here later. As I'm getting to the next steps in my career, is knowing when to say, you know what, this isn't going to go much further than this. Yeah. Right. Like I've done this before, and I've tried to put a square peg in a round hole, so to speak, and it doesn't work. And I spent so much time on it. And time recently has just become, I've started to understand how valuable it really is. And that is the one thing that you can always make more money. You can always do anything else more. The one thing you don't get more of is time.
Exactly.
Right. So that is the most precious thing to me is time. So to me, learning and understanding when to say, I'm not going to pursue this to go in another direction. It's okay. But you got to make sure that if you say you're not going to pursue something and you're going to move it in a different direction, you better give that 100%. Yeah. Because if you don't, then this was a waste and that's a waste.
Exactly.
Right? So.
Yeah. That's a major point right there. Find the time to do it and just understanding, all right, I you're someone that, you pursued your goal. Maybe someone's watching this right now. You pursued your goal and it fell apart years ago and you just left it there.
Right, but you still have all these ideas in the back of your head, and
right,
it's
poking at you.
Right,
it's poking at you
because you're still passionate about
exactly.
it. You can't break that passion.
Yeah, you can't quit. Right, this comes back to resiliency. You
Right.
can't quit just because it falls apart because of all that time.
And even if it has taken a couple of years and you haven't gotten back into it,
yeah, that
why not
time,
do it now?
right? That time that you dedicate to is just sitting there. Are you just gonna let it dust up, or are you gonna pick it back up? Because for all you know, when you quit, you fell, whatever may have happened. Your success was the next, right when you got up again. For all we know, it could have been, but because you left it there,
right.
that time is just itching. It's just itching
Yeah.
to get all the time you dedicated to come out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to reinvest yourself. Yeah,
Exactly.
back to it. I think you should.
Yeah.
Listen, if you're gonna, it's gonna be a lot of work.
Yeah.
But I think the gratitude and the
Yeah.
that you feel inside is unbelievable.
You get so much out of giving to what you want to give to.
Right.
The gratitude aspect you mentioned. Find the time. You mentioned at the next step in your career, your pursuit, finding the right time is needed. And whether that's with your family, or whether that's being able to put things aside
Right.
and be like, all right, you know what? I was mentioned earlier. Last week, or I got canceled on. I could have gone home, but then to see my client, I was like, oh, I can study. I can dive into that book I want to read into, so I can learn to get to the next level. And instead of doing that, I drove home, stopped at my great aunt's house, who I hadn't seen in years, made her just month right there. I dedicated my time differently, but helped someone else out because I don't get to see them that often. So being able to find your time, but understanding, all right, I can give some here. I can give some here, but the more important things right here. What are you gonna do?
Right. Well, and that's I've realized that too. Is like we talked about when you said that. Obviously we're back here in the Mansfield area, and I'm going to see my parents after this because I haven't seen them in a little while.
Exactly.
The time that you're able to give them, that's the most precious thing, is giving them your time.
Yeah.
You can show up with money, you can show up with anything else.
Yeah.
But the most precious thing that you can give somebody is time.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
So I think
powerful.
it's very powerful.
It's powerful. And we look at this with like people, our family members, our friends, whatever it is, when you can look at time as the currency, time as the sacrifice, that changes the entire dynamic right there.
That's interesting. And
I looked at that because the second you said this popped in my head, and I did not mean for this to be the message of the video, but I was studying, it's had to be about 2 months ago, and I was diving into, I'm a faithful guy. I was diving into the Bible, I was dedicating time to that. I'm sitting there, I was like, all right, back in the old days, people would sacrifice animals when they were, praying to God and everything. And I'm a big faithful guy. I'm sitting there, I was like, all right. Nowadays, he just wants your time. That's your sacrifice. If time is such a huge thing in the history of the world, and we can give it to our family, we can give it to our friends, we can give it to our dreams that we're pursuing, how valuable is time right there? And we overlooked it because we want things right now.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We're not making any more.
Time is the one thing that just goes.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Powerful stuff.
It's an interesting thing to think about. But like you said, it's not necessarily the message that you're trying to portray here. Yeah. But again, time is so limited, so it does tie back in because if you're wasting that precious time, you're not going to get any more of it.
Exactly.
So not necessarily saying don't follow your dreams, but I think you got to use that time wisely. You only get so much of it.
Exactly.
Right.
You only get so much of it. Use it wisely.
Yeah.
That's why we're doing this video now. We're using it wisely to get something to you guys to use it wisely.
Yeah, to put that effort in. That's
exactly.
Right. That's it.
Yeah. And I love your quote you said earlier on effort, where building something that would be bigger than yourself. Mm-hmm. Think about how much effort that needs to be put into that. It's incredible.
Insane.
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah.
And it's to build something bigger than yourself. To me, it's a humbling experience because you're going to have a lot of other people that are going to be looking at you for what to do, the right move, for the correct, the correct step in whatever it is. Yeah, I think that's hard because you don't want to let everybody down. That's human nature. You don't want to let these people down,
right?
Yeah,
yeah. Comes back to another topic we mentioned earlier, which we don't have to dive into, but humans in general are looked at to be, what drives us is that want to be important. Mm-hmm. Our effort comes into play with that, where we're trying to get to the next level to be important, but when people start to come to us, oh, Sebastian knows what I need to do. I'm going to go to him, or Sebastian's the guy to talk to. You're at a level of importance. You're personally trying to get higher, but these people are coming to you like, hey, how do I get to the next level? because you put that effort in. You're building something bigger than yourself, and you're reaping the benefits of it because people are like, that's the guy.
Right.
You're bigger than yourself.
Effort and resilience.
Yeah.
You know, kind of going back to what you said before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're got to be thick-skinned. You got to be tough.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard.
Oh yeah.
It's going to be harder than you could have ever imagined.
Yeah.
You know, because then on top of whatever you're trying to build, you're going to be pulled in a million different directions through friends, family, this and that.
Yeah.
You know, there's going to be tragedies. That is just part of the process.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you got to understand that, you know, you got to take time to deal with whatever you got to deal with. And I don't think anybody would say otherwise.
Yeah.
But you also got to get back on it too.
Yeah.
And you got to say, all right, I took my time. I got to get back to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
I love that because that helps you find your new opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the questions I have for you prior to even seeing your day was, how are you always able to find your new opportunity? And you mentioned networking. You mentioned the effort you put in. But it's like, I love you mentioned it earlier, it's like it's always in the back of your mind. So you're able to see deeper into, that's something I can jump at. That's something I can jump at. Because your creativity with everything you're doing, and I'll put his links at the end of this video, guys, but how are you able to find your new opportunity all the time?
So, you know, going back, we do a lot of social media marketing. Mm-hmm. So, you know, like Billy said, you might post a link or two, but connect with me.
There you go.
You'll see some of the videos.
There you go.
No, we have a lot of fun with them. So one of the things that we try to do in these videos is when I came in and I was learning the industry and I was building, you know, starting to build the brand and, you know, getting a feel for the competitors, what they're doing, how they're marketing, all this other stuff. One of the resounding things that I saw was that a lot of the marketing is just so boring.
Yeah.
It is just so dry, at least in mortgages. Mortgages can be kind of boring. Yeah. They're incredibly important for everybody, but they're not fun. They're not flashy. They're not, you know, they're not the granite countertops. It's the money that you pay. Like, it sucks. I get it. You know, so how can we make that a little bit more approachable? How can we put ourselves out there in a way that, you know, will tell people that, you know, we're normal guys too. Yeah. You know what I mean? We want to walk you through this process. We want to take you step by step. We know you don't know the mortgage process, but we're normal too. Yeah. And we'll explain it in a way that you understand. Yeah. So a lot of these videos that we do are never based around mortgages. Yeah. We do not want to talk about the topic because, you know, a lot of these are viewed on social media. And, you know, in my eyes, I use social media as an escape from reality almost to the point where I can, you know, take 10 minutes to myself, scroll through, see a bunch of pictures of dogs or whatever, right? And, you know, go on my way. Yeah. So we wanted to make it something, it's entertainment. Social media is entertainment. So we wanted to make an entertaining video.
That's awesome.
Something that people would want to watch. So, you know, we have our rules that we follow. You know, typically we don't want to video over a minute, right? We want to keep it short and sweet. We don't want to soak up a lot of your time. Yeah. But it gives us an opportunity to show who we are, give you our personality. Yeah. A lot of the stuff that we do comes from current events in the news. Yeah. You know what I mean? We play off of that. So, you know, if you're resourceful enough, you know, these ideas are going to come to you. Yeah. You know what I mean? You just got to look around. You got to see, again, seeing it as opposed, you know, through a different lens of just, instead of just scrolling through your social media, scrolling through and being like, oh, wow, I've seen a lot of people post about this recently. Yeah. Oh, man, this has been pretty popular. Maybe we can touch on that. Yeah. You know what I mean? And just playing off of these trends and everything within social media to kind of influence the people around us. Yeah. Right.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's where creativity comes into play.
Right. And, you know, obviously you got to be funny with it. You got to have fun with it. Right.
Exactly.
And I think that that's something that we do that not a lot of other people do is they're so, being a mortgage professional, don't get me wrong, it is a very professional job.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Because we're dealing with people's finances and credit and everything else. And it is, you know, it's important. But I think a lot of people want to work with somebody that they're comfortable with because it's all of your personal information.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So we just try to make it relatable. You know, that's our biggest thing.
Yeah, and they do it, like, guys. I'm gonna put the links at the end of this video. But like, I can sit there, I can watch those all day, and it's just because they're enjoyable, they're fun, and it just it makes you think about why you're on that page, but how they do it, guys, like. I'm not telling you to go buy a house, but I'm sitting there like, oh my goodness, like this is a guy to go look at.
And you're never going to hear from us go buy a house. Yeah. You're never going to hear us in one of those videos say that.
Exactly.
It's more along the lines of we want you to know who we are. Exactly. So if you ever do want to buy a house, you're like, you know what? Let me go talk to that
I can talk to him.
He just, he dressed up in a Mario costume and ran around the playground.
Exactly.
Like, what was that about?
Yeah,
right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's what we're trying to portray. It's not the fact that we're not professional, because we are the utmost professionals, but we want to be approachable. Yeah. Because we don't want to be, suit and tie, 3-piece suit, sitting behind a big mahogany desk and, this big intimidating, mortgage man. You know what I mean? We don't want to be that. We want to be, want you to come in and sit down and, have a beer with us or whatever. You know what I mean? Exactly. We want to know more about you. So please feel free to come in and talk to us. Because the only way that we can really help is if we truly understand your situation. Exactly. So, we're not going to talk much when you come in. We're just going to listen.
Exactly. And that's awesome. That's what people really want.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
They just want someone to listen.
Right. Because everybody's situation is different.
Oh, yeah.
And it needs to be handled as such.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. But, in light of all that, you mentioned it, numerous times, resources. You're able to, flip through social media and you're like, wait a second, I could use that. Wait a second, I could use that. And that comes back to the question of, how are you always able to find a new opportunity? The light's always on. Oh, because you're never off. Exactly. I tell you, it's funny. My girlfriend gets mad sometimes when we go out to dinner and the phone rings and I answer it. Yeah. And, send a Snapchat to her friends. He's always on his phone. And it's like, yeah, I'm always on. Yeah. I wake up in the middle of the night and I'll be like, oh, that would be cool if we did that. Or, wow, if I just did that instead of this, I could create this efficiency. Yeah. Or whatever. You know what I mean? Yeah. But, I think that comes into play too. It's like, when you're building your brand and you're building, what you're passionate about, you're going to devote every effort to it. Yeah. You just are. Exactly. Yeah. I think so. No, 100%. And that's the effort that comes into play. Right. It's the effort that everyone needs. Right. You want to show up, but showing up isn't just effort. Put the time in. That's it. Yeah. It's not just showing up. Exactly. Anybody can show up. Yeah. Right. Exactly. It's what you do when you show up that makes it. We all want to be better. Right. So if everyone can show up, how can I be better? Right. Put the time in. Put the time in. Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. Don't get me wrong. Some days I don't do a full 8 hours either. I'm just like the rest of you. Yeah. What I mean? But it's like the next day I'll do 12. Yeah. So, it's... Right? It's a give and take. Exactly. Right? We're all human. We all, I want to go golfing. Yeah. So bad. That's, 4 hours. Yeah. But I'll go work after that for a while. I won't just go home and, go hang out. Or, I'll use it as an outing, as a resource to get more bit. You know what I mean? There's so many different ways that you can try to implement business and the things that you want to do, or, not business in my sense, but, whatever your goals are, whatever you're looking to build, more than likely you can incorporate that into the stuff that you like to do in your day-to-day life too. Yeah. So if you're able to do that, it makes it easy. Definitely. Because then you are always on and you are always cooking with it, ideas and everything. Exactly. So. I love that. I just love that idea of it's always on, because that's the true enjoyment you have. To try to get enjoyment in your passion, but enjoyment to get to the next level. I see it in you too. I mean, you're always on. You're always thinking about the next step. Like, ooh, what if I wrote a book about this? Yeah. Or, you know what I mean? Like, I got all these ideas in my head. I got to put them down. Exactly. And, how can I take this? How can I grow this? Podcasts. What about this? What about that? You know what I mean? Exactly. It's the constant, you're constantly thinking about how you can grow and better yourself. Yeah. Yeah. I love it. Yeah. I appreciate that. But that's what separates, not necessarily us, but that's what could separate you from the rest. Right. Where is it always on for you? Your passion, your ideas. We were talking about earlier, Sebastian's just got journals everywhere, just filled with his ideas. He may not be able to find an idea, but it's somewhere. These yellow pads here, all over the office. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. That's the first step, writing it down, like we went over, to start your plan. But what's in you that could be something incredible, that could get you and separate you from the rest? That's something to think about. But Sebastian, one last question. What's something that you want to, something impactful that you want to leave with the people today? We went over effort. Mm-hmm. We went over time. We went over networking, resiliency, searching for the new opportunity. We went over a lot. It's funny. I'm going to end it with what I've felt I've been talking about now for probably the past 12 months. Okay. And that's effort. Mm. And effort in every avenue of your life. I mean, if you really want something, you're going to make time for it. Yeah. That's the way it is. That's human nature. Yeah. I hear a lot of people saying that they want something, but they just don't want it bad enough to prioritize it first. And to put that first priority effort into it as opposed to that third priority effort. Yeah. You know what I mean? The way you prioritize is going to be where your effort goes. That first priority is going to get your 100% effort every time. Yeah.
Right? So how are you prioritizing that stuff? Are you prioritizing your goals and dreams first? Or are you prioritizing just showing up to your 9 to 5 because you have to be there to get a check? What are you prioritizing first?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's awesome.
And I think that effort is just that big thing. And it's in every aspect of your life.
Yeah.
You know, for me, making the time, making the effort while I'm down here to go spend some time with my parents too. Effort is just, it's not just business related or work related. It's in every aspect of your life. Getting up to go to the gym takes effort.
Yeah.
Right? Takes effort. Going to the gym and actually working out in the gym takes effort. Like,
exactly.
You know what I mean? Listen, we're all guilty of going to the gym and just showing up and being like, you know, I just don't got it today.
Yeah.
And it's okay. Yeah. And that's cool. Cut your losses, but say, you know, I'm going to go hit it tomorrow.
Exactly.
Like, and I'm okay with cutting losses and just backing out and doing something else and putting your effort elsewhere.
Yeah.
Because if I'm not putting 100% effort into whatever it is that I'm doing, I know I'm leaving something on the table.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'd rather put my effort in where I know I'm going to give 100% today, which it might differ every day.
Yeah.
But if I'm going to give 100% effort in this avenue today, then I'm going to ride that wave.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And if I'm not here, then I'm going to shift gears. I'm going to say, let me try it over here instead.
That's awesome.
So I think effort is the big thing. You know,
100%.
You're always going, you're always moving, but, you know, just giving it your all the time.
Exactly.
And people say they give effort, but, you know.
Are you really?
Right. Listen,
exactly.
The eyes tell you.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. That's an incredible point to end on right there. But so, guys, I'm going to put his links at the end of this video, but Sebastian, tell us where they can find you.
So, we're all over social media, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook. My thing is Save with Sebastian. If you go on Instagram and you hashtag Save with Sebastian, you'll find me. Facebook, same thing. Even on LinkedIn, you're going to find me there too. So, we post the videos to everything. Typically, you know, we try to come out with content at a minimum once a month.
Nice.
Typically more than that, though. And again, a lot of the stuff that you're going to see from us, some of it will be real estate related, naturally, because it has to be.
Yeah.
But a lot of the stuff that you're going to see is more so just us in our personal life.
That's awesome.
You know, us just trying to give you a little bit of our personality and, you know, let you know that, you know, these people that you're working with, we're not just these, you know, stiffs and collared shirts. You know, we're normal guys too.
Exactly.
And, you know, we want to help.
Exactly.
You know, and I think we want to, you know, show you that we're patient and we're going to take your time with you.
Yeah, phenomenal.
Right.
Yeah. But guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Put that effort in, you know, put the time in, prioritize your effort to where it needs to be for what you want in your life. But guys, like this message so we can spread it to more people. Share this message if you know someone that this could impact. If this impacted you, share it to someone else so we can get that out there to someone who needs it. And guys, hit that subscribe button and that little bell right below this video so you know when these videos are coming out. But Sebastian, I thank you so much for being here, man.
Thanks, man.
Yeah,
I appreciate it too.
Of course. Guys, have a good one.
Take care.
You know I've been around and doing it, but now it's my time to shine and start proving it. I'm losing it, I'm moving it. The city is where I'm made, Bostonian flow, I kick it back there, yeah.